Brandon McManus to kick off for Green Bay.
Now the kicker, Brandon McManus, about ready to get us started. And we are underway from Santa Clara. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
First carry for Christian McCaffrey. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. From the 33, here's a 2nd down and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 33-yard line.
Here we go. Stop.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he will take this all the way down to the Packers' 36-yard line. 31 yards there and a 1st down.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. McCaffrey running up the middle. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
That's a gain of 4.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Purdy now to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. Purdy looking to throw. That's to his running back, complete. And he's going to get the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 22. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there.
The 22-yard line.
Outside. Watch out.
Back to the ground attack here is McCaffrey. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes being a linebacker in the middle of the field is kind of like being a doctor on the field. You got to make the right diagnosis. Here he correctly sets his run and shoots through to make the play in the backfield.
Another run with McCaffrey on 2nd down. He's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Christian McCaffrey, a 23-yard run. And the 49ers get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Pinheiro's extra point up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Niners 7, Packers nothing.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And a nice this return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
Love going to break the huddle, lead the Packers up here 1st and 10, right at the 30.
Ready. Blue, ready.
First carry for Josh Jacobs. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Here we go, set. Yellow, 43. Right, white. Second.
Love now. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
Faster, faster.
3rd down and 13.
Black shot. Cross, 10. Cross, red. Ready, ready.
Throwing. Love. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field.
Here we go. Yellow, 22. Yellow. Ready.
They're going to try and throw. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Up. Runner, up. Up.
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. 72 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
2nd and a yard at the 18-yard line.
Runner, up.
2nd down and right back to McCaffrey. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
And the 49er first down. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Here we go. Stop.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
18.
Now a give, right side McCaffrey. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the 3rd down stop. Purdy will set up to throw it here. He rifles one, and it's going to be intercepted. And the Packers are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
Ready.
Following the interception, Love. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. from the shotgun. He'll look to throw. This complete to the tight end, Tucker Kraft. And they'll get him down up past the 15. They were looking for a cushion from that end zone. He gave it to him, 15 big yards.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now, that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
Love. Able to find his man, Kraft. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
24-yard gain on the play. First down, Green Bay.
Here we go. Here we go. 10 black. 10.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. Short throw, he's got Kraft. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10.
6, 10.
Here's Jacobs from the gun. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a second and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up second and 3.
Back to throw. Love. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's third down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Drill, 52.
That's good for a Packers first down. First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
White, white. Red, yellow. Spot.
Switching things up, they'll throw it now with Jordan Love. And he rifles one incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Now a second and 10.
Blue striker. Come on, set. 50, red.
And the 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Here's second and 10.
Set, ready. Yellow, 22. Smash, red. Black shot. Drill green. Hut, hut.
Looking to throw. Love. Touchdown, Packers. Jaden Reed as the first half is winding down. And the Packers go 98 yards and finish it off in the end zone.
I don't think it's any state secret to know what they were saying before the start of this drive. Let's go and punch one in the end zone and go into the halftime feeling a heck of a lot better about ourselves. Let's go get this done.
Yeah, tie things up, and then you got a brand-new ball game. Extra point from McManus is good. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this. Picked up by Xavier McKinney. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. Well, Charles, you know, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Love, they go play action now. And this is caught inside the 5. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. The kick by McManus is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7.
49ers 7.
So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. A good, tight football game thus far. 10-7 the score as we resume action on EA Sports. And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in the landing zone, this will come out to the 20.
Ready?
Love and the Packers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. He'll give it to Jacobs to start the drive. And he pushes through a would-be tackler to get about 3 yards, 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Throwing on 2nd down. Love. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Well, touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Now he's going to step up and run. A wild throw there, and it is intercepted. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
At the 32-yard line.
Up the gut, McCaffrey. That's some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone.
It's a gain of 11. And the 49er 1st down. First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
At the 18-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second and 7.
Outside. 18. Watch out. Go ahead. Stop.
A handoff left, McCaffrey. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play, backwards a yard.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8.
Right around set.
Purdy. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And the 49ers are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
16 yards. And the 49er first down.
Whoa.
First and goal at the
Here's
3-yard
Purdy.
line.
And it's complete. In the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Juwan Jennings from 3 yards out. And the Niners have retaken a third-quarter lead. Purdy and the Niner offense, they'll stay on the field. They'll try to go for 2 here.
The 49ers will line up for the 2-point conversion.
They'll look to throw. And this will be caught as they convert here for 2. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
Euro set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And he returns this to the 22.
Take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Ready?
Now Love. Well, caught downfield by Watson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That goes for a gain of 31. We couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. First and 10 here. No, Love wants to shift things around. Now a play fake here on first down. Short throw. He's got Kraft. And he's got this down to the 35. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Ready.
Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. It's a pickup of 6, and that is going to do it for this third quarter. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4.
Here we go. 60 red. 60 red. Red, yellow. Black shot. Set.
Here's Love. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
That was for the lead right there. They know they're in a position where fortune favors the brave. So they took their shot, but couldn't connect.
On the double.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
Drill, 52. 6. Mega.
To throw now. Here's Love. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 18. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Back to the running game with Jacobs. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 40 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much for the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, they want to ride him down the stretch. He should have fresh legs.
Ready.
Jacobs is in. Touchdown, Packers. So he had the nice run to get him down there. Was stopped just short of the goal line, but they go right back to him, CD, and he delivers to finish the drive off.
A little extra determination there, don't you think, partner? You notice he didn't tap on his helmet and say, get me out after the run down to the end zone. He said, I almost got in. I'm going to get in on my own. I'm staying in. And he carries it across the goal line.
So now an extra point doesn't help much. They'll try to go for 2 to make the difference a field goal, and they can lead it by 3.
For the 2-point conversion.
It's caught at the 1. And he'll get into the end zone. So now a field goal would only tie as they've upped their lead to 3.
Brendan McManus to kick off for Green Bay.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
Their own 25-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the 4th quarter. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down.
And the 49er first down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
They'll give it up to McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield.
Boy, what would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Another run with McCaffrey on 2nd down. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
He's across midfield to the 49.
So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. A big play in this football game. 3rd down and 1.
Watch out!
Purdy on the sneak. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started.
They tried their best to pick up that 3rd and 1, but their surge wasn't enough to counteract what came back at them from the defensive side, was it?
Offensive line, especially in the middle, looked like they were on skates a little bit when that one started.
So now we bring up 4th and inches. This will be a critical call.
They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. Well, they did the part they had to do. Quick throw got the first down.
But that doesn't allow them to relax. They still have plenty of work to do.
Connecting here with Christian McCaffrey. And he's got this down to the 35. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. A give running left, it's McCaffrey. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
18, watch out, yellow. Stop.
Throwing, Purdy. That's complete to Pearsall. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 18. They'll run for the first time here with Brian Robinson. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Inside of a minute to go now. 2 timeouts left. Still in pretty good shape.
I think they're in excellent shape here if they use the timeouts judiciously and use the sideline as an additional timeout.
On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. A big play here. 3rd and 2. Here's Purdy to throw. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
Purdy, big 4th down play. Oh, he had to force it there on 4th down, and it's intercepted. And the Packers have just about sewn up this football game. Just when you thought this game might be turned on its ear, a late